Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with KTK. So in this video, we will discuss problems with procedural languages like C and how object-oriented programming language Java came to solve them. So firstly, what is procedural language? So procedural programming is a style where the program is built around functions and procedures. So languages like C are the perfect example. So these are the procedural languages problems. Let's discuss them one by one. The first problem is no data hiding, means all variables are accessible everywhere. If one function modifies a variable, it can break things somewhere else. Means let's understand this with example. So in this example, we have left side C programming language code and we have right side Java programming. Let's understand the C programming first. So in this example, balance is a global variable, so any function can change it even unintentionally or maliciously. So global variable means every function can access. So there is no way to prevent unauthorized access or protect the integrity of the data. Means there is no protection from the outside world. So it can access by internally every function. Means there is no data hiding here. So it is accessed by globally. Every function can change it. So in large projects, this makes debugging and securing the application is very difficult. So let's understand the Java program. So here we declare balance variable as private. So we can understand that we are implementing here one of the OOPS concept, that is encapsulation. So we are created the class in Java so that it cannot accessible outside classes. Means it is private. Only variable is accessible by that bank account class only. So that is why we are providing them with getBalance method. And next problem is difficult to manage large code base. As the code grows, means we are going to build a large systems, so it becomes harder to track what each function does and which part is responsible for which feature. So let's understand with example. Here you are building a small student management system. As the project grows, the code becomes hard to maintain here. So you can see all logic and data is global. Anyone can mess with names and ages or marks. So functions operate separately here. We are having another problem, hard to scale. Means if you want to add another fields like address or email, mobile number, etc. So it is very difficult to manage that previous code also and the previous values also. And there is no concept of encapsulation here. So everything is tightly coupled. So let's understand in Java. So this is where we are creating the student class and we are providing an constructor. So to initialize the variables, and here we are creating the student objects. So an n number of student objects we can create, and the structure is organized into classes, and data protection is we are using private fields. In next problem in procedural language is no real world modeling. Procedural language code does not really map to real world entities. For example, student, employee, bank account does not exist as an object. So just as data and functions separately. Let's understand with this example. So you want to manage basic info about bank account. Here you can observe the code in C. There is no concept of bank account object. So you cannot manage multiple accounts easily without duplicating the global variables. If you want to create, like these are the accounts we are created. Alice was the first account. If you want to create, you have to duplicate the global variables here. You cannot protect the data. So here any function can access or modify any variable. And the main problem is it does not represent the real world structure. So in Java, you can observe that we are created an bank account class separately that is dealing with bank account objects. Protected the data and code organization and multiple instances we can create easily, and we are using real world modeling here, that is bank account class we are creating. Modularity we are implemented here, so we can create n number of bank accounts for everyone. And next problem is code reusability is hard. So that is nothing but you end up copying and pasting functions instead of reusing the code in a structured way. Like there is no concept of encapsulation, there is no concept of object creation here in C. That is why it is hard to reuse the code. So we have to copy paste the code. If you want to copy paste the code, it might break the existing function. So let's understand with the example. So you want to manage the both student and teacher data, but they have similar fields like name, age, print info on method. So here you are creating like S name, that is student name, student age, student grade. For teacher, T name, T age, and T subject. So likewise we are creating. If you want to create or add another teachers or students, if you want to create, you have to copy them. That is the one thing. The functions print student and print teacher duplicate the logic. So no shared structure for similar entities. Like there is no parent class here. There is no concept of class as well. So no way to reuse the code cleanly. So you will need separate functions for each type, even if they are nearly identical. Means we are printing the student and printing the teacher. We have a commonality in both, that is name and age. We don't have a generalized function for them. So we are creating in C, it is differently, separate functions for each type. In Java, we can understand that we are created a class that is separately for generalized way as a person. So this is one of the core principle in OOPS concept in object-oriented programming language, that is inheritance. So here student and teacher, these are inherit from the person, that is parent class. In parent class, that is person having only name and age. This is the common thing for both of student and teacher. That is why we are provided print basic info method in person class, that is parent class. In student, name and age are derived from the person, that is parent class, and also teacher also derived from the person, that is parent class. So in a way, we are providing print info as a separate function for them in student and teacher also. That is why we are provided here with shared structure, that is person base class, and code reuse. That is why we are reusing the basic info method. Maintainability in C, it is hard to update shared behavior, but in Java, one change updates all child classes also. Means one parent class, any changes happen, it will apply to the child classes also. And the next problem is in procedural language, that is poor maintainability. Here, if you want to change how something works, you might need to rewrite multiple functions instead of updating just one class. Means let's understand with the example. So here you are building an billing system. Now you need to add discounts, taxes, or change the logic, but every function has repeated logic and hard-coded values. You can observe that. So here apply tax has hard-coded value for GST, and apply discount has 50 rupees as a discount we are given. So these are the hard-coded values. Consider there are multiple products we have. So every product we want to apply these tax and discount, we have to provide them in different way. Like one product have a different tax rate or different discount, but another product might not be same. So that is why it is difficult to maintain the code by using these hard-coded values. And you will need to edit multiple functions if tax or discount policy changes. So no single place to update business rules here in C. So we cannot manage different product types with different tax rates or discounts here. So in Java, we can observe that we are creating a billing policy class. So in that way, we are declared tax rate and discount as variables here. So here we can observe that billing policy, that is policy class, policy object we are creating with 18% tax and 50 rupees discount. Like that, we are creating the object for every policy. If new policy come, that will apply in future. That a policy 2, we can create that. So here business rules location, that is in C, it is spread across the functions. Every function has a different logic. In Java, that is centralized one in one class. And scalability, we can extend or override billing policy. We can change by creating an object. So maintainability, main thing was one change, update the entire logic. Means in C, we need to change everywhere. Like wherever the hard-coded values are there, we have to change every function. But in Java, that is not like that. In Java, one change updates entire logic. So that is why most of the people saying that in procedural programming, even small changes can break your code. But in OOPS helps you group logic and make changes in one place. So that's why large scale applications prefer OOPS. To overcome these problems, OOPS comes to picture. That is core principles having in OOPS concept, that is encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance and polymorphism. We will learn these concepts in future classes one by one. In very deeply, we can understand them with live coding examples. So first one is encapsulation. We have already seen that. So in C, there is no concept of data hiding. But we have, in OOPS, we have encapsulation. Means bundles the data and functions into single unit, that is class, and hides the implementation details. And next one is abstraction. Abstraction means, so you only show the essential features and hide the complexity. And next one is inheritance. We already seen that a person class we have created, that is inherited by student and teacher. So that derived class is having these functions and variables. Next one is polymorphism, and this is a very tricky concept and very important. It is nothing but functions, they behave differently based on the object type. Static methods, they are acting like differently, and normal methods, they are acting like differently based upon the objects. So next concept is differences between C language, that is procedural language, and Java, that is OOPS. So we can see that these are the parameters we have: structure wise and data security, code reuse, and real world modeling. Error management is nothing but we are using exception handling in Java. Modularity means if your project grows, the modules we are creating like classes and everything we are creating, nothing but flexibility and code reusability and maintainability we are implementing by creating the modularity. And memory management, here the memory management C, it is manual, we can have control over memory, but in Java it is automatic, that is taken care by garbage collector. So that's it for today guys. So procedural language like C works fine with small programs, but for real world scalable applications, that is mainly preferable in OOPS, whether in Java or Python. It is way forwarded for creating the large applications. So in next video, we will learn data types and variables and operators mainly, and we will write our first program. Thank you for watching. Next